So here you are at the entry. You're just arriving into the field where you could have either taken a left back there and gone up to parking into the main field, or if you're a band or performer or working, you would be ushered straight ahead to this intersection. That's our transformer box that I've been told has 200 amp service onto the property that's split at the stage between sound, dedicated sound, electricity, and everything else. I'll get clarification soon about what the box on the stage for sound, what the amperage is there. There's our playground. If you took a right here, you would go down into backstage. If you continued straight, you would join the field and be right at the back of the big metal pavilion that's in front of the main stage. After we do our spring cleaning, you'll find a much cleaner site. We'll be picking up all these deadfall and limbs and all this kind of stuff, raking up. And the field will be mowed. So here we are, we're kind of at the back of that long pavilion I was telling you that would be good for your special vendors that need coverage and electricity. It's just stage left next to the little cook shed area. I'll show you all that in here in just a second. So your bands would be arriving here. There's areas to park buses and things down along this area over there by my truck. So you can probably put 2 parallel buses right there if you had tour buses or vans with trailers. Then going up this direction, you're coming up behind the Greenfield stage. We'll be doing some tree trimming, part of our spring cleaning. So here's the whole view of behind the kitchen. I'll come back and do a separate little video of the amenities up here. But here's just a sweeping view. There's the Captain Budman boat that can serve as a rustic green room. There's our back loading dock area, the back wall that's been signed by all the musicians that have lived here. Down here is our bus shed. One of the buses belongs to the owner of the property, and it's his private bus. The other one is a really old, rustic, cool bus, but it is an opportunity for a green room in there. We'll be cleaning that out too for the spring. Okay, now we're kind of arriving where your next band going on stage would be loading in. So they would probably pull up and be looking to back into that ramp right there. The ramp's made of gravel. I'll try to get you an exact measurement of the clearance right here. You can see a part of the beam has been notched out up there to allow for a little bit more clearance. So you can probably get a pretty tall vehicle, but not like a tour bus wouldn't come in here. And of course you're going up a ramp now. I'll get off to the side so you can kind of see the depth of the ramp. So there's a staircase on both sides of the ramp. And the ramp itself looks to me to be about a 2.5 foot rise. And the idea is mainly, for our purposes, a pickup truck pretty much backs up and the tailgate falls pretty close to the stage height. But I've seen other people set up ramps or like a U-Haul trailer ramp so they can go directly in. So up these stairs, and here's one of 3 entry points to the stage. Here's the long back deck that I believe measures 13 by 50, if I'm not mistaken. And we're stepping up into the Budman boat. There's a little galley. There's a little back deck to hang out on. This whole back area lights up with fluorescent lights, and I usually install a few clamp lights along. Here's our other entry on the other side. It's like the entry that's on stage right, and this is stage left. Now we're out on the stage. So I'm standing stage left, house right. There's all of our electrical box. And what we do is plug in. We have, I'll try to see how many, but we have enough of these 4-way boxes that plug in to our outlets. And that way you can distribute power where you need it all over the stage. All these drum risers and things are usable or movable. And here's a good look at the main entry point in the center of our stage. It's probably 7 feet wide. It's a rolling barn door, so it can be rolled shut. Or it can be opened. There's the center pole I was telling you about, and the tree and the I-beam that's supporting the pavilion. All of it lines up in sort of a straight line, conveniently blocking our sound booth. Usually what people do is put their sound booth to the left or the right, and usually set up like a little easy up that's just tucked in right there underneath the airplane that you can see that's dangling above. There's a good beverage service area there at the back, big wide either food or beverage service area or both. So coming out in front of the stage and walking off stage right, the front of the boat. And between the boat and the kitchen there's a walk-through, so you can access or you can block that off if you want to keep it backstage private. This is a food prep area. There's a small sink there. Around back I'll show you there's 3 more sinks. That merch box is going away, but we usually do have a refrigerator and some stainless steel prep tables in here. Here's the little merchandising booth that's next to the prep area that can be used. It's a great place to, sell your apparel, your t-shirts, festival event, swag, whatever you're selling. And then there's a big long row. For each one of these stalls, it's probably about 13, 14 feet between each one. I guess they're not evenly spaced actually, so you could probably fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different vendors, I would say, comfortably, depending on what they had going on. All the way down through there. So again, we have to do our spring cleaning, but here's a big 3-bin sink. Great for cleanup, prep. Here we are inside the little vendor shed. The side windows and that big panel and that window all open up, so this can become a very nice, accessible, airy space. It's also securable if it needs to be locked up. It's a nice little fire pit area. We have a much bigger one up in the main field. So in addition to the hookups over there by the cedar tree, we also have another bank of hookups, a smaller bank, located over here on this side. By the way, right behind here is where I would put a row of porta potties. So I'd say like 5 porta potties right there. And I'd put another bank of them way down there where you can kind of make out an orange cone and a trash can. Put 5 across there just above the playground. There's a street light down there that lights the area up at night. And then you might want to put a bank, you could do another bank down in that corner, or maybe you want a couple scattered in the parking lot. By the way, the parking lot would be this big green field. And it goes back into the woods a ways. I think if we really packed it in here, we could probably do 500 or 600 cars if we parked them really smart. If we had more than that, we would have to move to some of the roads that go around the property, and we just park people on the side of the road. I think we could probably put another 200 to 250 cars along the side of the road. I don't think we can accommodate more than probably 700 or 800 cars. This is that little bar or food service area I told you about. Here's the sound booth. So that's the music camp in 15 minutes or less. I don't know if it'll allow me to send you that much video, but we'll sure give it a shot. Thanks, guys.